Hello everybody, this is St. Charles, Monday the 21st of October, nice and early. This is, we're going to start with the UK FTSE 100, and for me, if I just get my mouse on there, it's a bit early doors. Right, this for me, we've got a sort of a bullish candle to me. A lot of people probably disagree with that, but that's still a bullish finish there on Friday. The FTSE's having a good week, and I think that, you know, if we can sort of break above this 84.14, we're going to be into that red box zone, which was given a long while ago at 85.53 to 89.16. So I've got a lower target there. If we break below sort of 81.68, could bring us down to that lower red box at 81.25.92 to 80.59. But I don't think it's going to happen. So I think we're going to break that high there, and we're going to be a run to new all-time highs over the next quarter. So that's going to be superb, isn't it? Next one I'm going to do is the DAX. And if we fire that up, DAX is making new highs and it's running much higher. We've given this blue box zone a long while back. I think I did an index special if you want to search for the podcast. But for me, I think we're going to see trading into 20,000 plus, so sort of 20,158 to 20,690 would be my initial target there. So one for those who like a bit of trading, or for however you do it. Next one I'm going to do is the NASDAQ, because I haven't covered this one off for a long time. And for me, I think the NASDAQ's going to be making new all-time highs. So I think that this is an active target at 20,948 to 21,631. And I think that's where the NASDAQ's heading. So yeah, looking good. Indexes, FTSE, are you listening? You need to catch up. Next one I'm going to do is copper, and we haven't covered this one enough for a little while, but that was one where I thought we were going to get a reversal in that blue box, which sort of shot higher. So for me, you know, it's not been a great corrective move as such, but I think that, you know, we're going to be seeing hopefully trading up into that red box zone would be my preferred next route before we get a bit of a corrective play and probably a move higher. Just see whether they've got anything on the 4 hourly. No, I don't. But you know, that's what I hope is going to happen there. But yeah, it's certainly looking bullish, isn't it? So looking very good for copper short term. Next one I'm going to do is natural gas, and for me, this one here, I think. Let's just get rid of that. I'm going to drop down to the 4 hourly. And for me, I think what we've got here is... Oh, sorry, I've gone into the wrong one there. I thought it was a bit strange. I always do that. Right. Okay, so for me, it dropped down to the 4 hourly. There's my settings. So I think that, you know, we probably drop down to 2.635 to 2.545 for hopefully a reversal play up into this red box zone here. So sort of 3.27 to 3.47. And so that's what I think. It's not a great setup for this reversal play, so please be careful. Use you know, if you're trading it. But if I can just switch back to the daily, I've got this blue box target up here at 3.89 to 4.446, which I don't think we're going to hit on this run, to be honest. So what I'm really thinking is that we're going to sort of get that there's this leg here up to there, then we're going to get a bit of a corrective play down, and then hopefully we're going to get another leg higher into that blue box zone there. So one to keep an eye on. Next one I'm going to do is the US 10-year bonds. I haven't covered these off for a long while, but for me, I think that this blue box is where we're going to see price action. Well, so the rates fall down to 3.5 down to 3.17, and then it's going to be more upside, I think, from there before hopefully we get another corrective move. But yeah, looking well, not too good, is it? But for people borrowing money, if we go to Great British Pound 10-year bonds. You know, similar story there. I think that, you know, we should be trading down into this, well, it should be a blue box, but 3.085 to 2.728, and for me, I think that you know, if it can drop down to there, ideally I'd like to see it drop to this sort of 2.9%. That would sort of make it a little bit bearish. But you know, the frightening thing is that, you know, if it just goes to there and then we sort of make an all-time high again, yeah, we could be heading up into this red box down here, which would be horrendous for borrowers, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think we've got a bit more time before that's sort of going to happen. I think, you know, we've probably got a couple more years of sort of sideways action, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where that unfolds on the sort of mid-term. Next one we're going to do is ECR Minerals. And for me, I'm just going to drop down to the 4 hourly. It isn't a great setup, so please don't get upset. But for me, you know, it's had sort of a good run from that blue box that we gave a long while back at 0.22, and it bounced to the upside after tagging it. And for me, I think, you know, if we could tagged this 0.272. I think then we could make a run higher, sort of up to sort of 0.4 pence, probably a little bit higher than that. On the daily, I've got a much higher target at 0.483 to 0.55. So, ECR looking good, but hopefully, from my perspective, if we can tag that box, I think that'd be a great entry for those holding. Fingers crossed it doesn't get there. Next one I'm going to do is ENET. This is a request. I'm not going to go back onto the history because, to be honest with you, it's fallen down from about 70 pence. It's been absolutely horrific. We're in fractions of a penny. There's an absolute monster seller who's got massive amounts of shares to sell. Apparently, I hear that they're running out of steam. The RSI doesn't look great, but probably a bit of RSI divergence there, a little bit. But for me, if they can get a bit of a steam, a bit of bull power behind it, it could be trading up to sort of 0.89 to 1 pence level. So that's 3 bags, isn't it? So worth a look, see what's happening there. Have a look at the TR1s, see whether that seller is nearly done. Next one I'm going to do is ARS. Haven't cut this one off for ages. Let's just get that ARS. Oh, goodness me. LSE RS. There we go. Right, got the right one. There we go. So for me, I had a reversal zone here at 0.686 to 0.612, and it's looking pretty good for a reversal, isn't it? It's had a big spike in the past, sort of earlier this year, up to from sort of 0.5 pence up to 1.5, hasn't it? So for me, if we can break that prior high, we could be heading to that red box zone there, 1.75 to 2 pence. But obviously, it needs a lot to do to get there. Hopefully, the copper price can help it. Next one I'm going to do is another request. And for me, I think this is a really good one. It's in a long-term reversal zone there at 22 pence downwards. But it sort of popped his head above the box, holding above that. And for me, if it can sort of hold above 22 pence and break this prior high at 26 pence, I think we head into that red box there, which is 36.4 to 40 pence. So superb. Thank you very much for highlighting that one. Next one I'm going to do is Opti, and this one is looking bearish at the moment, and I think we're heading down to this blue box reversal zone here at 9.54 down to 2.61. I don't think we're going to get as low as that, but if you can sort of tag that 9.5, I think that's going to be a sort of a great entry for a reversal play. So that's one to keep an eye on and see what's happening there in the short term. UFO is the next one I'm going to do, and this one is in a blue box, it's sort of just holding above the blue box there at 0.1045. And for me, if it can get a bit of steam behind it, I've got sort of first target here is 0.1495 to 0.1675. And then I've got another target up here at 0.1970 to 0.227. So that's how I sort of see it unfolding. I think we'll get a wave 1, a 2, and hopefully a 3 up to there. So that's looking very good indeed. UFO. Next one I'm going to do is BZT. That has been a monster, absolutely cracking. But it's very spiky. We gave this blue box reversal zone here back in sort of August, September, which it hit, and it spiked up. So hopefully that price is sort of going to go up to here. We might get a bit more sort of sideways action. But for me, the next sort of target would be which would go into there again, which I think it will. And then the next spike up target really is 0.0538 to 0.0612. There we go. And my last one today is COD. I haven't done this one for a little while, I don't think. And for me, I think that we're going to head down to this blue box zone here. Well, hopefully for me to make an entry, that's where I'd be looking at 0.3605 to 0.3090. Hopefully for those are already holding, it doesn't get there. But for me, and then if we can break sort of above this 0.67 and hold above it, we could be looking at sort of a 0.9 to probably a penny, can't we? So that's COD. Looking for a long from that blue box myself, but might not get there. Fingers crossed. There you go. Have a great Monday. Have a great week's trading, everybody. See you again soon.